Tonight, as I mentioned, is the Italian strongman Gianni Michael Enricko. I feel like do I need to like roll my R on the Enricko a little bit? Like I feel like I need a little, like a good ring announcer is probably going to do that. Have they for you yet?
The one show that I went to for ACW, and
God, you have been everywhere already. Holy shit.
I've been to a couple places. I don't want to put myself over, but I've been to a couple places. Out in ACW, the ring announcer rolled the R. I thought it was a good touch, but then I got the poster back, and my name got shortened. I'm just Gianni on the poster.
What?
Now.
You got
Vince McMahon.
You got Vince McMahon.
I did.
Oh man, and I'm sure they simplified the spelling. How is this 3 letters? This doesn't make sense.
It's just gonna be G.
Stallion Strongman G. Oh no. Anyways, so you're a product of the T2T Wrestling Academy. Did you also debut somewhere in January-ish? I believe most of you guys did, right?
Yeah, we all did. Well, 4 out of the 5 of us debuted in December. I think it was the 3rd.
I love just this like pack of you guys.
Oh yeah.
At this point, right?
It's the pack.
So we had Casey War on probably about a month ago, also talking about this, and I've mentioned this multiple times. Like you guys, you have your Thursday night fights with 880. So you guys been getting the reps in like crazy since February since we started that up. And then every time like I get footage back from one of our shoots, I'm just like, oh shit, there's this guy. Oh shit, there's this guy. Oh shit, there's this guy. Whether you're in the pre-show battle royals and then seeing you guys on the main show popping up.
It's crazy. I mean, MV has opened a lot of doors for us.
And beyond.
I have nothing good. I have nothing but good to say about him. Like,
that's great.
He's been great.
Well, let's talk about a little bit. Like, how did you are you a longtime wrestling fan? How did you transition from how long you been into wrestling, and then like how did you transition to hey, I can do this thing?
So, I mean, it started at 4 years old. I started watching wrestling when I was 4. My first action figure was Kane, believe it or not. It was the first one that I saw at Kmart because there was one right by my house. I'm like, I gotta get an action figure. And the dream was always to do this. But my parents were always so against this. Mm-hmm. They're like, you got to go to college, got to get a degree. Mm-hmm. I was so tired of hearing about it. I'm like, all right, I'll go to college, I'll get my degree, and then I'll go to a wrestling school. Luckily, my last semester at Slippery Rock University, I saw the news article that MV was opening a school in New Ken. And I'm like, yep, done.
That's a
sign seal
right
deal.
there.
I'm like, I'm going to this. I'm like, I don't care what you say. I'm in my last semester. I did what you wanted. I'm going to the school. Like, you're not stopping me.
You followed the rules they set out for you.
Yeah,
so
I did exactly what I was told to do.
Mm-hmm.
I got my degree in case this doesn't pan out, and now I'm wrestling.
There you go. There you go. So tell me about that. So I'm always interested. Sorry, I'm going into old interview questions here. I'm always interested in people's first impression when they're wanting to get into it until they kind of get in there and take that first bump. That shock to the system. I'm always interested on everybody's reaction to that.
I don't know if we took our first bumps the first day.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure we rolled and did lockups. I don't think we bumped until the second week.
Okay.
I remember the second week just taking that first bump because I just kept hitting my head. I'm like, oh, here we go. Kept hitting my head. I remember I was doing my first shock moment in wrestling was definitely when I was doing headlock takeovers with Duke Davis. And for some reason, I could not plant my feet on these headlock takeovers. So whenever I would take him over, I would go flying as well.
Okay.
We would both go flying to the mat.
And Duke's a big guy.
Oh, Duke's huge.
Yeah, he's like
Duke's 280 pounds.
Yeah, and he's like, what, 6'8" or something?
Oh, yeah.
So
he towers me. I mean, but I just remember doing that over. I had to do it 20 sometimes. I never got it that day. I was sitting there, like, I was ready to cry. I'm like, am I this bad of a wrestler? I'm like, I've waited all my life for this, and now I can't even do a headlock takeover. I'm like, what is going on? You know what I mean? But I'm happy that I stuck it out, and I'm happy that I'm here. I was never really like a huge indie fan growing up. I didn't really know what it was. I just thought it was like some guys in the backyard like just wrestling. I didn't know that it was like this crazy. Because now that I'm like in the indies, I'm like, all I want to watch is indie wrestling.
Yeah.
Which is just insane.
It kind of becomes an addiction at that point.
Oh my
right?
God, it's unbelievable.
So your moniker is the Italian strongman. And I love like because I had the verify because I don't know half the time, right? I was just like, this is your real name,
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, what a great like good Italian strongman wrestling name right out the back,
yeah.
right?
Gianni Michael Enricko, full real name.
Yeah, he's either a wrestler or a serial killer. It works out.
Either one.
Or a wrestling serial killer. But I think you got one of those already over there.
Oh yeah, we do.
I know. I'm still trying to figure out what Jack Sheridan is going on there. Maybe he is too. I don't know. So, but anyways, I'm just like, what's happening? So, but anyways, hey, the serial killers are hot these days.
Oh yeah.
Maybe he has his own podcast. But anyways, so you went for that, and obviously, like, we talk about the 880 stuff all the time on the show. Like, it's a lot different vibe. I'm curious. You started with the 880 shows. And like I say, I call it kind of like the punk rock wrestling of the Pittsburgh area.
Oh yeah.
What was like going from that to like, I've seen you at Rise Wrestling. I think I've seen you at VCW maybe down in West Virginia. I know a couple other places, which I kind of more because of this categorize those as the typical Pittsburgh wrestling shows. Like I've seen wrestling shows all over the country, and I feel like indie wrestling has a format in Pittsburgh that it doesn't have in Detroit or Tennessee or something like that, right? So what was it any kind of like difference when you kind of like went to those from like what you guys have been doing up in New Kent?
I mean, it is a little different. You really got to figure out what the audience likes at these other shows. Because, I mean, we're dealing with such casual wrestling fans, or not even wrestling fans. We're dealing with just fans that, like, you pop somebody and they go nuts. You do a headlock takeover, for example, and the crowd just goes wild. Like 880, the crowd is definitely easy to win over. It's just such casual fans. I love them. But like going to Rise, it was definitely different. Just like, I mean, it's kind of hard to say because my first match, it was me and Jacob Edwin versus Cowpoke Paul and PB Smooth. So I was just kind of like, you guys are calling the match. I'm just getting thrown in here.
You're in their house at that point, right?
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah. I'm going to listen to exactly what you guys say.
yeah, especially PB. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, he'll chuck me.
Yeah, exactly. He'll toss you through that false ceiling there at the mall.
Yeah.
So, because that's kind of like they see the same people every month, and then it's just like, who are you, right?
Yeah, because I mean, it was kind of weird because I expected the silence. But when I got out there, like, people knew that I was going against Paul, and they were booing me instantly. I was like, whoa.
You're on the wrong side of the ring.
I was like, okay. I was like, I like this.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's great. So, I mean, is that, and like I say, it seems like you guys, this, like, I don't know, do we have a name for this pack of you guys? I figure like there's got to be something, like there's the Buffalo Boys, like what is like the New Ken 5 or something like that?
It's the Steel City Killers.
It's the Steel City Killers? Is that what it is?
Killers.
Is that your clique?
Yeah.
Okay.
MV came up with that like a week and a half into the school.
Steel City Killers. I love that. I got to remember that. No, I love that. So like, and already, like I said, it seems like you guys are more places than I've seen a lot of people in their first year, except for Cowpoke Paul, because he's fucking insane.
It's Cowpoke Paul. What can I say?
Well, listen, I've never seen. I can't remember the last time I've seen somebody as prolific with their bookings in the first year as Cowpoke Paul. Like, flat. Like he's just absolutely insane. So, and I didn't realize he lives like a state away.
Yeah, he lives in Maryland. When I found that out for the first time, I'm like, you come here all the time? I'm like, why?
I asked him short notice to be on the show to like promote something that was coming up, and he's like, oh, I gotta see about it. It's like, wait, where do you live, dude? He's like, I'm in Maryland. I'm like, bro, I'm sorry. Wait, you came into the studio before it. I had no idea. So I'm really sorry when I keep you guys here late talking. Anyways, so you were a part of the Dangerous Knights crew. with one David Lawless. We are very, very familiar with David Lawless here on this show.
Love Lawless.
We've talked about some law for a while on the show, actually, with him. So I mean, he is. I mean, I think he can be classified as a Pittsburgh veteran at this point.
Yeah.
You know, what's it like, kind of being under the tutelage of him out there, as far as your faction goes?
I mean, he's definitely one of the most intelligent guys that I've been out there with. Just like always, I mean, literally just always thinking, always being able to capitalize on my strengths and try to hide my weaknesses the best that he can.
Mm-hmm.
He's been a great friend to me. He's been a great mentor. And yeah, I mean, I hear a lot. It's funny. I hear a lot about my selling, and like, because I kind of sell like an 80s guy. I definitely sell like
Somebody on commentary last week says you have a good NXT face.
No, I did hear that.
I wasn't sure what that meant at the time when I heard it.
I'm not exactly sure what that means either. Apparently these NXT guys go, "Oh."
I said it to one of the videographers who's like, "Yeah, he does that. He does that da 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 thing," and I forget what it was.
Yeah. So. I was like, "Okay."
So you got, you know, you've had some pretty good battles with MV Young and everything. This week you are, I guess you were. I want to put you as a subtitle to the show this weekend, this week, because Friday night is the David Lawless Bar Exam show.
Woo-woo.
Which is the wildest. If you don't know, the Friday night shows, they're a part of the Fridays on 5th. If you're in the area, they do food trucks. They close down the streets right down from the school, and there's bands and everything in the wrestling area. There's beers, there's everything. It's a very, very good time. It's very, very wild. So I definitely you know, think everybody should go check this out. But generally, like, so I do have, there's a lot of matches already announced for this. Beastman and Brohemoth is supposed to be happening.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun one.
David Pollock has been announced.
Jack Pollock.
What did I say?
David Pollock.
David Pollock. Where the fuck did I get that from?
I don't know who that is.
David Lawless. Okay, yeah. Jack Pollock is going to be a part of that show. And I don't know. You're being new, not indie wrestling and stuff. He popped up, as a surprise at the last Friday night show.
He did.
So I mean, what was that as an experience?
I mean, I screwed him out of the title, so.
That's right. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm busy upstairs doing other things when shit's going down. So my recollection's not always that great. I'm just like, is this cord fucking working right now? But so you have that. He's going to be there. You guys are going to be in the house. I think Lawless got a little bit of an injury last time when he took on Jack. So, a little bit of heat there, right?
I mean, there is a little bit of heat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going to happen. You're going to have to show up on Friday night.
There you go. So check that out. It will also be streaming. We'll be starting the stream at 8 p.m. I know the show starts with the bands at 6 p.m. Eastern time here, so that'll be on the Indie Wrestling Network, YouTube, Twitch, all that kind of stuff. So very, very excited about that. If you had one thing to sell people on checking out the streams or being a new Ken this week, Thursday or Friday, from the Italian Strongman, what would it be?
Well, first of all, I'm going to be there. That should be enough. But I'll say the same thing that I did say on the news. That's going to be airing on when is that airing? Saturday morning. You never know who's going to walk into 880. I'm very surprised by the names that have already walked in at 880. I mean, there's surprises everywhere. That's the main reason why I personally like 880, just because you never know who's going to be coming through those doors. It's always odd. It's awesome.
I was going to let you go on that one, but there's some stuff happening in the chat room now for some familiar faces.
Oh, boy.
Somebody who resembles Christian Noir says, look how tight Gianni's shirt is.
Oh, of course.
You can see his heartbeat.
Hey, I haven't worn a Gymshark shirt in a while. I had to bust one out for tonight.
It got look good for the podcast, right? For all the YouTubes. MV Young says, what a punk.
Oh, well, he's a loser.
Oh, boy.
I retract my statement from earlier. That is the biggest loser I've ever met. I do not like MB Young. Biggest loser I've ever met.
There you go. Potter, you have any questions before we roll out here for the young Italian strongman?
No, I mean, it definitely, like I said, this is the great thing about indie wrestling is, all the stuff that happens. Like you said, you never know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know it's going to be wild. You know it's not going to be a boring show.
Absolutely.
You just don't know what's going to happen
and I feel
in detail.
And I feel like between the stuff that I'm going to get in editing this week, but stuff I heard happen to RWA, the 2PW show from last Friday. My God, is the Pittsburgh wrestling in general is getting wilder.
It's
so
insane.
I love it.
It's
love it.
insane.
I feel like this is the kind of stuff that I've seen. Sans some of the deathmatch stuff like that I've seen in like a lot of other states. And I love that this it feels like we're on that post-COVID like second wind at this point. Everybody came back. It's like, oh shit, wrestling's back. It died off a little bit, and now everybody's like reinvigorated somehow. And I don't know where this is coming from. I don't know if it's you guys in the ring doing what you're doing. I don't know if it's the promotion. I know it's just because wrestling is so fucking on fire since I would say since last summer. Seeing what WWE AEW is doing, I think it's just reinvigorated. Everybody just wants more of it. So
to build off that, I mean, I was at the Enjoy taping on Saturday.
Oh, so
energy
sad I
there.
missed that. Oh my God, that's one of the coolest rooms to be in town.
God, the energy in that room is just
although I say that about 4 different places right now in town. So to be honest, but my God, like 880, you guys. What's going to UPW, RWA are the vibes that you need to feel in this town.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
For sure. WrestleRex would be another one. Very cool vibe. That's different than everybody else. And that's the thing. Everybody's different now.
Yeah.
And I talk about that kind of Pittsburgh wrestling format. There's 5 different formats now, of wrestling shows. I want to go to a wrestling show where I stand and can drink a beer. I want to go to a wrestling show where I stand and drink a beer, but then I can walk out on South Side. I want to go to Mr. Smalls. I want to go to, I don't even know how to describe West Newton these days. So it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So
it's just, it fits every single vibe.
Absolutely.
That's what wrestling should be, honestly.
Absolutely. You're online. You're on social media.
Yeah. You can catch me on Instagram at Gianni Enricko. You can catch me on Twitter at Gianni Enricko. And you can catch me on Facebook, Gianni Enricko.
There you go. There you go. That's branding right there. Common usernames. Don't let anybody snatch that.
Absolutely
because before you have to put the real in front of your name.
Oh my God.
And so thank you so much. And of course, as a perfect lead-in, this is the part where I talk to you after talking to the Italian strongman. I want to tell you guys about our friends at Slice on Broadway.